everyone, Sensei here. We had another great class this morning. Really enjoyed it. We're looking forward to grading in a couple of weeks. We've got Easter coming up next week. It's a really important time in your training, and a couple of things that I noticed from this morning's class that I wanted to talk to you about and get you to practice. And the first one is that some of you are dropping your heads when you do your technique, your karate technique. So what I'm seeing, particularly with, and it tends to happen when we're doing a lower technique. So for example, a lower block, or a sword arm block lower, okay? Or even a punch to the lower level. What tends to happen is that this happens. Okay, so we're punching like this. We're blocking like this. And you can see if I turn side on that I'm actually bending over and dropping my head. Now the problem with that is that your eyes drop too, and then you become very vulnerable. Okay, so you want to keep your eyes up at all times. So I suppose the question is, well, why does that happen? It happens because we think that because we're blocking lower level that we need to come down low in order to block it. Not actually so. When we're practicing our technique, our lower block is here in front of the body, but my back is still nice and straight. So if I turn side on, you'll still see my back is nice and straight. I'm still in a head up, back straight position. If you want to block lower, you don't bend down to get to the block. What you're going to do is you're going to bend your stance. So you increase the length of your stance, you increase the bend in the knee, and that's how you get lower, okay? So you can see simply by bending my legs, I can raise or indeed lower my height, okay? So it's very important that you always keep your eyes up. There is not one technique, not a single technique that involves you dropping your head or taking your eyes off your opponent, okay? That's very, very, very important. The second thing that I wanted to talk to you today was about focus, okay? Now, focus can mean many things. In this case, focus means concentrating on the thing that you were doing at the time you were doing it. It's very easy to be distracted. My phone just went off, someone sent me a text, but that's not important to me right now. What is important is that I am talking to you. So when you're doing a technique, either in class or at home practicing or during a grading, you must focus. The thing that you are doing at that point in time is the only thing that is important to you, okay? So for example, if you are practicing hitting one of the bags, it's very important that we focus on our target, that hand comes through with good technique, fist square, focused on the bag, okay? Or if we're practicing with our legs apart, focus. Concentrate on the thing you're doing. Because what happens if you lose concentration is that technique, which was good, now suddenly that technique is not so good. Our aim or our direction gets off, yeah? Or we start to do things that aren't part of the technique. Instead of focusing, concentrate on exactly what you are doing. And that way, your karate practice, your karate class, and most importantly, your karate grading will always be as good as it can be, okay? So I want you to take those things home, practice them. Another thing I want to say is my main way of communicating with you and your parents is by email. So please make sure that you check email. If you get an email from me, please make sure you open it. There are other videos to look at. There are things that we do from time to time. It's a really good practice getting to do. Make sure you open the emails, okay? Have a great Easter, and I will look forward to seeing you at your next class.